Vietnam War started in the 30s. And there was this young radical who had this crazy idea of an independent Vietnam. At that time it was the French Indochina. And it was a territorial state of France. What it provided France was this wonderful asset called rubber. But 1936, DuPont invented modern plastic, and when we came with that modern synthetic rubber. That radical young man was Ho Chi Minh. He came to the United States, and his belief was he wanted a free republic, a democratic constitutional republic of Vietnam based on our Constitution. Now, France was our original ally. France is the only European superpower that we actually never fought a war against. So what did we tell Ho Chi Minh? There's the door, we don't, whatever, see ya, get out. So who did he then turn to? Who was the other radical ideology in the 1930s? Russia, communism, okay? So if we weren't going to support them, who was going to support them? So he turned to originally Russia, and then in the 1950s, he turned to China, when China became a communist state, because they have a common border amongst themselves. And they were more in tune to the ideas of communism as presented by China than communism as presented by the Soviet Union. We think they're both the same, and they're not. The communism of the Soviet Union is a workers' party communism. It's a middle class, if you will, communism against the upper class. China did not have a middle class. It had extreme wealth and poverty. So Ho Chi Minh, or Mao Zedong, he knew his communism had to be backed by the peasants, a peasant communism. Matter of fact, he was quoted saying that the army are the fish and the peasants are the water in which they swim. Okay, so before World War II, you start seeing China start to build this communist movement against the last dynasty, and then all of a sudden they were invaded by Japan. And China, the government of China and Mao Zedong came to an understanding that our enemy of our enemy will fight the Japanese, which was a mistake from the perspective of China, but it was a golden opportunity for Mao. During the war, Mao had the ability to go through all of China and free. I mean, instead of being locked in his one little portion that he was his hometown, if you will, he now, with the blessing of the Chinese government, could go everywhere and build resistance movements against the Japanese.
To learn more about our programs, please email us at cbogar@hmihistory.com or call or text to 262-654-5335.